Are we just living to work because that's all we do?
Happy Monday, everybody. Just thinking about how I have to have a job for the rest of my life.
But honestly, to the women that fought for women to work, why did you do it?
How am I expected to work a 9 to 5 every single day?
Some women actually believe their existence is enough. Contributing is a no-go for them.
Well, it's taken me this long to realize I don't have a dream job. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to work.
Ladies, the men aren't trash. We are.
I'm going to be honest with you, and this might be a controversial opinion, but I don't want to work.
Not controversial at all. Many women are riding on the same wave, hoping for a provider. Kindly subscribe to the channel, as it further supports us in our work. Thank you.
Some days I wake up and I think to myself, I can't do it. I cannot work anymore. Like, I'm ready to retire. And despite being 30 years old, I actually could retire. I could afford to, provided that I only live another 3 weeks. But listen.
So I just took the last week off from work because of the holidays and stuff, and it was one of the most refreshing, fun weeks I've had in a really long time. And it's 8:37 p.m. on January 1st, and I have to go back to work tomorrow, and I think I might cry or throw up. I don't know. Is it always gonna be like this?
I don't want to work anymore. I don't want to work anymore. I don't want to work anymore. Like, I feel like human beings are the worst creatures on this planet. We really are, because we created a system that's so stupid. So stupid. We could just be living life, eating fruits and vegetables, and enjoying traveling, and just living a free, frolicking lifestyle like every other animal. But no. We make each other go to work for 40 plus years. I've been working for a decade. I've been working since I was 18. I'm going to be 28. And you mean tell me I have to do this all the way up until I'm nearly 70? 70 years old? No. Look at the bags under my eyes. No. I don't want to do this. I'd burn it down. Burn it all down.
I understand what she's saying, but really, this is just a fantasy built up from the frustration of her having to work. Because honestly, women hate working, and she's not alone. Plenty of women are on board with this. They just want to go on trips, go to the beach, and live a carefree life. But that's just not how things work. The reality is, work isn't exactly fun for anyone, but for some women, it feels like a betrayal of what they were told. This lie that they were sold puts them on grind mode, and they hate it. The grind doesn't care about their mental health, their personal time, or their well-being. It demands more and more. But this is just the world of man that plenty of women wanted to be a part of. They fought to enter this space, believing it would provide fulfillment and equality, but they weren't told how ruthless it could be.
Surely I'm not meant to be going to work. I'm meant to be going on a walk or something, or shopping, and anything but work. That's actually how I feel right now as I'm entering work.
I'm so fucking tired of working. I can't do this shit for another 30 years. I can't. Like, I just want to wake up when I want to, do what I want to do, and not have to report to nobody. Like, gosh, this is all I do every day. Like, I'm so tired of it. Like, I want to win a lawsuit, win the lottery, find a rich husband, something. But working every day is not doing it. Like, I even work from home and hate it. Like, I just don't want to work. Lord, please bless me. I don't want to work no more.
Sitting here realizing that at 17, I was a hardcore feminist who wanted to set herself up for a great career path. But joke's on me, because I'm 32 and I just want to be a stay-at-home mom. I want to live the soft life, and I just don't want to work anymore. I hate it here.
See, I don't have a problem with women wanting this so-called soft life. My issue is always that they start wanting that traditional lifestyle after playing the field. Just as this woman mentioned, there are plenty of women now who aspire to that kind of lifestyle. being a stay-at-home mom, taking care of the household, and having someone else handle the financial burdens. This was seen as something negative not too long ago, and even now it's still seen as such. For a woman to acquire such lifestyle, she's got to be willing to be submissive, and they hate that word. But anyways, that energy was completely absent before. The only thing I can think of is that most of these women are looking for help, looking for a savior. After years of doing it all, they're burnt out and realize how hard life really is when you're carrying everything on your own shoulders. Right now, what's happening to them is life humbling them. They didn't see it coming.
Why do men make me feel inadequate and incompetent when I don't have a job? And what can I say to them? Well, here's my answer. Tell them you don't need a job. You need a man that makes enough money for the both of you. How about that? Then they feel incompetent and inadequate all of a sudden.
No! I don't know if anyone else is experiencing this in their life, but it just dawned on me that I've been single for 5 years. 5 years. This is the longest I've ever been single in my entire adult life. And nobody is piquing my interest. Nobody. I watched 10 Things I Hate About You today, and I was like, you know what we're all missing? We're missing feelings. We're missing emotion. We're missing pining. We're missing attraction. Like, is it because everybody is on something? What is going on?
Ma'am, it's unfortunate that you're unable to find a man to date, but what's going on now is that men are experiencing something that's called peace. That's why dating has been hard for you. The shift is clear. Men are just no longer willing to settle for relationships that drain them emotionally or mentally. They've recognized that they can have fulfilling lives without constantly bending over backward to meet expectations. Instead of dating out of obligation or to fulfill societal pressure, they're choosing peace, personal growth, and a life that aligns with their own values. There could be more underlying reasons, but that's what's happening right now. The dating world isn't a good place for most men.
30-minute breaks should be illegal. My back be saying here, you hurting just sit here. Because why? Is it 30 minutes? Trump needs to do something about that. We need to make 2-hour breaks. One for lunch and one for midday. Because this is appalling of how much my back hurts sitting here all fucking day. And I only get 30 minutes to spare. I can't do it no more. This is not for me no more. It needs to go. It needs to get banned. Absolutely ban it.
A lot of women that fight to be independent their entire lives ended up regretting it in their older ages. Because one day you're going to be 40, 50, 60 plus, and you're not going to have no grandchildren around you during the holidays. You're going to be cooped up in some little ass condo by yourself because you wanted to fight for independency your entire life. Independent women have a harder time maintaining relationships because you guys can't fathom a man leading you in any directions. Like, you can't even let the man drive you where y'all supposed to go without you having to put in your 2 cents. It's very tiring. And we all know women don't make as much as men, so you guys have to work 60 hours a week just to be able to make what a man makes in 40 hours. And then when you delete every man from your life, every man from your relationships, you may have a daughter, but then your daughter ends up like you, and she ends up not having no kids, so the cycle just always keeps going and going. And the women that allow the man to take care of them, they end up having an easier life. Facts.
I agree. So many women nowadays are so focused on their independence, not realizing that it's leading them straight into their own loneliness. They're so caught up in proving that they don't need anyone, especially men, that they've built walls around themselves. Feminism, in many ways, has pushed this narrative of you can do it all on your own without ever really considering the emotional toll it can take. A lot of women today are trying to prove something to the world. They want to show they don't need a man for support, for love, or for anything. They think that by doing everything themselves, they're winning. But in reality, it's wearing them down. The pressure to handle everything solo has led many of them to experience burnout, constant stress, and eventually feelings of isolation. They might be checking off all the boxes: career, independence, success. But deep down, they're struggling to keep it all together, and it's taking a toll on their mental health. Many are turning to antidepressants just to cope with the overwhelming weight of doing it all.
Are we just living to work because that's all we do? Y'all, I was literally just sitting here working when it dawned on me that all I do is work. And then I realized that's all we all do. All of us. Whether you work from home, in the office, you're a VP, you're an entry-level employee, you're a content creator, you're a football player, no matter what you do, at the end of the day, you're working. Now, granted, some people like their jobs more than others. Some get paid a lot more than others. But again, at the end of the day, we're all working. And it's really just like, when does it end? Like, is this what we were brought here for? Just to work. Like, this is crazy. And I'm tired of working. I'm really tired of working. I've been working for years now. 25 years. I've been working for 25 years. I just calculated it. Is anybody else tired of working, or is it just me?
A 9-to-5 is just not cutting it anymore for women in the workplace. If you're new here, I elevate businesses in the digital age using AI. And according to this recent news article by LinkedIn, women are more stressed at work. This is according to research conducted by Gallup from February 2023 to October 2024, which shows that women working in the U.S. are more likely to feel stressed a lot during the day than men, which is 51% compared to 39%. They're also more likely to say that their job has had a somewhat or extremely negative impact on their mental health within the last 6 months. We already know that this is an extreme issue in the workplace, but not because they're working you to the bone for very little pay, but because they offer very minimal benefits, working moms, whatever the case may be, is putting a strain on women in the workplace.
I understand that some women feel stress or burned out in their job, but that's just what comes with the job they signed up for. Whether it's a career or any demanding role, there's always going to be a level of stress that comes with it. The reality is, no job, no matter how glamorous or prestigious, is completely stress-free. They signed up for the grind, for the hustle, and for the responsibilities that come with being independent and self-sufficient. Now, don't get me wrong. No one should have to work in a toxic or overwhelming environment. But at the end of the day, when you choose to push for a certain career or lifestyle, you also have to deal with the pressures that come with it. Some women have this idea that they can have all the perks of success and independence without any of the challenges that come with it. But those challenges are part of the deal.
The worst part of being single is not having to change the flat tire by yourself, but the psychological pain of racking your brain and your contact list and realizing that you don't have a person you can call when something shitty happens. That's the worst part about being single.
Tell me why I literally cannot walk in the mall without being approached by someone. There's this weirdo guy with an orange beard trying to come up to me, and I'm so scared right now because I'm alone.
So scared, huh? So scared, in fact, that while it's going on, apparently, they decide to break out their phone and start making a social media post about it.
He's like, excuse me, so I turn around. He's like following me.
Okay, go on.
And he's like, excuse me, ma'am. Like, what?
Was he not supposed to call you ma'am? Did you get misgendered or something? What's wrong with being called ma'am? Oh, wait, there's a lot of problems with that. Naturally, we live in the society we live in, but let's go on.
We ran into Sephora, but now I'm back and I see him again and I have to do more returns. I'm literally like shaking.
I wonder if the guy was tall enough, dressed well enough so that it looked like he had money, and was incredibly handsome, would this not be the beginning scene of a romantic interlude? And it would be considered romantic that he was following someone around? Or is that just not something that we should bring up?
I would classify this woman as a psycho drama queen. This just is a typical case where a man tried to approach a woman and she felt creeped out by him. Mind you, the guy was respectful with his approach. And side note, she said she was alone at a mall, just wondering how she's alone at a mall. But anyways, this woman seemed paranoid to me. It seems to be she's fishing for reasons to victimize herself and blow a harmless situation out of proportion. Situations like this make men even more hesitant to approach women at all. Respectful interactions are now being turned into full-blown horror stories, and it's gotten completely out of hand. This kind of overreaction is part of the reason why dating and social interactions are so strained these days. It's exhausting for everyone involved.
Ladies, the men aren't trash. We are. We are trash because we've literally allowed the men to sit back, relax, and do nothing while we do all the work. They have made us very insecure because we have allowed it. All this will make sense after what I'm about to say. It is in a man's DNA to chase, to hunt, to gather, to provide. It's in their blood. And we women have taken over and we act like, oh, he doesn't know what he's doing. Let me help him. And we're trying to help out these men that actually just don't really like you. When they literally say if he wanted to, he would, they mean it. And we have stolen the job, stolen the show. We've lost our femininity. We've stolen their masculinity. And they're sitting around relaxing. The men that I've talked to, they're like, oh, well, I don't want to have to pursue. Like, I don't want to have to do all that. Well, I'm just going to say this now. If you do not allow a man to do his job at the very beginning of the relationship, 5 years in, when it starts to get really stagnant, he's not going to ever do it then. And then you're going to sit back and wonder why your relationship isn't as good as it could. It's because women, if you're still casually dating in 2025 and you're expecting a relationship to fall into your lap, you're literally delusional, because it's not going to happen. In the same way that if you don't work out and eat right, you're not going to lose weight. And if you don't go to work, you're not going to make money. It just doesn't happen that way. And if you don't work hard at your job, you're not going to make a lot of money. And if you don't work out really hard and eat right all the time, you're not going to lose a lot of weight. It's the same thing. It's like what you put into it is what you get out of it. So if you're not intentionally dating and you're just swiping through apps and Instagram and just thinking that a man will fall into your lap and it'll be a good, healthy, loving relationship that lasts a super long time and things are going to be on fire for literally ever, you are so delusional. It just doesn't work that way.
This idea of men chasing women is nonsense. Back then, men didn't chase women. They pursued them because it was worth it. The dynamic was built on mutual respect, and men were met with appreciation, not the disrespect and entitlement that many face today. Pursuing a woman meant building a genuine connection, not playing games or jumping through hoops to prove your worth to someone who couldn't care less. Nowadays, plenty of women love the idea of a man chasing them and constantly validating their ego. But the truth is, that man is just wasting his time on a woman who enjoys the attention more than she values him. If a woman truly likes you, she'll show interest too. She'll meet you halfway, make an effort, and show that she values your time and energy. This whole chasing dynamic is a one-sided game that leaves men drained and frustrated. It's become more about stroking egos than building real relationships. A healthy connection is a two-way street, not a marathon where one person is constantly running after the other.